Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Dr. Apolly here. Now, it's been a very long time since I've actually made a Smash breakdown video. The last one was about Zero and why he wasn't doing too hot before. I actually really like making these videos and they always do really good on my channel. It's just that it's hard to find topics and they're really hard to make because you have to do a lot of theorizing and a lot of thinking in them. As a Luigi man, I don't really know how to do that thinking thing. It's kind of a foreign idea to me. Anyway, let's get on to the video. First of all, let's talk about things within the game itself that make it structurally an inconsistent game. Untechable spins and untechable techs obviously are out of your control and you just have to hold that L when it happens. Untechable wall techs aren't completely out of your control, technically, but untechable spins is just a 25% chance you're gonna get jab locked and die. These factors usually don't determine the winner of a given set, so let's just brush over those. The next factor is stages. Now there's a lot of cheese you can do on the Smashville platform and the Dreamland platform, but most of the time the player can completely avoid that. When I talk about stages and inconsistencies, I'm talking about Town and City and Lylat. In terms of Lylat, you guys all know the deal. Lylat has determined the victor of too many games in tournaments, not that much I guess compared to how much it doesn't, but it still is a glitchy stage and it easily can determine the winner of a set. You guys may be surprised at how I'm saying Town and City, but Town and City can really skew the outcome of a match. We've all seen it before, the platform just drags you off and you die. Sometimes it can easily be avoided, but sometimes, like in the case of Brood versus Zenodo, it was uncontrollable and Zenodo just had to hold that L. I'm not saying at all that we should ban Town and City, but this is just one of the many factors that can make this game very inconsistent. It's not even like this is a problem that will be hard for Nintendo to fix either. Just make the platforms like they are in Umbra Clock Tower, where when the platform is in the blast zone, it just disappears and you fall down and you can make it back. Alright, now it's time to address the elephant in the room. Rage. Rage is the bane of so many players' existence. You can literally be destroying your opponent the entire game, but once they get that one opening, they can completely turn it around and win the game. I've seen it, you've seen it, we've all seen it. However, I don't think Rage and that point in particular are nearly as bad as people make it out to be. Yes, you can literally be outplaying your opponent the entire game and lose, but most of the time you see this stuff happening, it's with heavy characters with a lot of kill power. And these characters usually have pretty bad neutrals. So say you're playing a character like Sheik who has an extremely solid neutral but can oftentimes have trouble killing. And you're versing a character like Donkey Kong who has oftentimes a really easy time killing but has a lackluster neutral. Of course, as the Sheik main, you're gonna be winning neutral 9 out of 10 times. If you weren't winning neutral 9 out of 10 times or more, then the Donkey Kong player is significantly better than you. So when people complain, oh, I was winning the whole game, no shit, you should be winning the whole game. You're playing Sheik versus Donkey Kong. Your neutral is way better than his. That's just how your character was designed. She's supposed to have a broken neutral and lack kill power. Donkey Kong, on the other hand, has a lacking neutral and an abundance of kill power. So obviously when you give him that one opening, he's gonna take it and he's gonna kill you. Now, I'm not saying that I like Rage and it's a good game mechanic, but I have to defend this one point. But you should really be expecting this if you're playing a character like Sheik versus a character like Donkey Kong. It's just to be expected. Another reason Rage is really inconsistent is because it makes it nearly impossible to lab out kill confirms. Because the chance of you not having any Rage or not staling any of your moves is none. It's going to happen. So when you lab out kill confirms against certain characters at certain percents, it's basically wasting your time. Most of that stuff won't actually land at those specific percents in an actual game. In this game, there's a lot of kill confirms and combos and moves in general that can kill you extremely early. This ties in with my other point, but it's not just the heavy characters that have this. ZSS can nair to down B and kill you at like 30%. If you're Cloud and just about any character snatches your jump, they can kill you at extremely early percents. Basically any character can get hit by whatever this is and die at wow. I'm not saying we should remove any of these things or ban them, That would be illogical. That's like removing Jigglypuff's Rest or Fox's Shine from Melee because they can kill extremely early. The reason it's not as big of a problem in a game like Melee as it is in Smash 4 is because Smash 4 is a 2-stock meta. That 1 stock you lose in Smash 4 is far more important than that 1 stock you lose in Melee. Also, making comebacks in this game is a lot harder thanks to the fact that there's not as many true combos, edgeguarding's a lot harder, and probably a bunch of other reasons too. I'm not saying at all that we should switch to a 3-stock meta, but you can't deny that if you lose your stock before giving your opponent like 50 or more %, it can be almost impossible to come back. And the characters that can come back are the characters that benefit the most from Rage, which are the heavy characters with kill confirms and the jugglers. Think about it. A lot of the time you hear about an upset, it's usually with a character with an up throw up air or down throw up air kill confirm, or a character with a ladder combo. Those are the characters that potentially only need one opening to take away the stock. These are all the fundamental things built in the game that make it inconsistent that I can think of. If you have any more, let me know. In terms of outside things that make the game inconsistent, I think it's the abundance of amazing players that are still undiscovered and abundance of amazing characters that still aren't fully discovered. Building on the amazing players point, online is a great resource for people to get better. You can get a lot of great training without even much effort. You can easily find a crew online, go on Anther's Ladder, go to online tournaments. There's so many ways you can get consistent practice against good players. Online is the main reason players seemingly come out of nowhere and just shake up the scene. Take Wrath for example. He was like 3rd on Anther's Ladder or something, and then he beat Ally. And like, nobody even knew who this kid was. In terms of character inexperience, there's just so many characters in this game that haven't been fully discovered since this game is just so young, that matchup inexperience can really play a big role in an upset happening. Not to mention it's even harder getting a top tier player that plays that character to get top tier matchup experience. And that last point I made right there is really the main reason I think this game is so inconsistent. It's young. There's still so much we don't know about this game, but once we learn more about this game and how to deal with some of this stuff, that's when we'll really start to see consistency in this game. And that's why I think Smash 4 is inconsistent. Thank you for watching.